You know, sir, I like you much better with my glasses off.
I guess I was born with the curse of foresight, 'cause I knew Joe was only gonna represent the war side. And that said, I just came to fight. You could keep the ore flight. Save the surprise and the gasp when the shadow of the fascists have cast is on your doorstep and the glow of your porch light. Save the surprise when the grid goes down and we go underground to lick wounds in the gloom of a torchlight. While up in the sky, a blimp glides by with a sign like New Year's 2022. Brought to you jointly by Pfizer and Coors Light. While the centrists observe from a comfortable courtside, right in the thick of the action behind a partition. We're in a morbid position, a plague of evictions, born a comorbid condition of the cancer of wealth. I fantasize that I cancel myself, hands on your head, throw your best laid plans in the well. There are no more answers, questions go back on the shelf. All Joe's donors, a quick show of hands. How many of you sub to the Lockheed Martin OnlyFans? How many are loyalist patrons for the Raytheon Patreon? Occupy Iraq and send $1 million off into the great beyond. Cool yourself with the safety on. True to yourself in as much as you dutifully spew out a mucus of QAnon. You can't convince me the capital wasn't surrendered with every intention of digging us deeper down into the treacherous webbing of censorship, ebbing your speech and dissension so you can't hold Biden accountable. Not in his mentions and not in the streets. Note of the end that Joe will defend the elite. Joe won't embarrass McConnell, but Joe's not embarrassed if all of your children are hungry and weak. Too hungry to speak. Too hungry to stand, they just lie at his feet. Joe is fresh out of empathy, fresh out of policy, but he'd love to know, what was your favorite ice cream flavor to eat? Back when you used to eat. I guess the road isn't rocky for people who thought we were free. They'll believe what they read, and Joe's here to lull them to sleep. Counting us down by the dozens, the culling of gullible sheep, led to the slaughter by media tyrants and government thieves. These are the leeches that stubbornly suck where there's nothing to bleed. These are the tumors that force us to crawl on our knees. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. One was foreclosed in 08. One was condemned in 16. This is the home of the brave. This is the land of the free. Blue check, better hold your breath. I'll slap you out your Ray-Bans. Toe-to-toe, we'll do-si-do and dip until you faceplant. If you want statistics, I can spit them up like Rain Man. Now your argument has 0 arms and legs like Rayman. Now we're touring 2019 like it was Graceland. I dropped 50 pounds, I started dressing like a stagehand. Quarantine was born and I restored my former waistband. Now I make the trailers for our future in the wasteland. Back on my bullshit, back at my heaviest, here to grab the artifact and jam it in the edifice, force it in the orifice, absorb the sordid medicine. All the good cops are either dead or quickly jettisoned. No, I'm not a nihilist, and no, I'm not a pessimist. I'm just your average realist with a fetish for the precipice. Bend you over this abyss, I want to make you sweat a bit. I'll drop you once it registers, and know that you'll remember it. Daughters of the Revolution soon may lose their membership. Maybe through a dissolution, maybe through dismemberment. I won't be the one to choose or execute the severance, but I stand in solidarity with every tool that severs it. Every crimson pool we made of every fascist fool who watched us sacrifice our schools to fund the final crowning jewel affixed in Lockheed Martin's diadem. What's another 20 dead? Our leaders never cried for them. They're laughing in the garden, drunk and pissing on the hyacinths. The royal jubilee to praise this fascist Biden monarchy is imminent, and it would not be possible without the constant slaughtering of innocents, overseas and here at home and anywhere we find a shred of innocence. We won't stand for peace, not in the global or the inner sense. We won't let a single nation live outside our prison fence. We'll provide the bullets that defaced an honest journalist and turn around to praise ourselves for fearlessly upholding the free press and their important service. But I'll make a bet that Anthony starts blinking awfully nervous when you ask him why Assange is being jailed without a purpose. For what may be the greatest, most courageous act of journalism carried out in earnest. All to be rewarded with a slow-mo execution stretching out across a decade till they commute his sentence half an hour after he goes in the furnace. Sometimes I think the world is only turning out of spite. It's like we died a long time ago, and we're so used to being burned that when we saw the light, we all assumed that it was here to burn us. And so we fled into the shelter of a flooded circus, led to higher ground by all the clowns who own the only raft that floats above the sewage. And yes, there's plenty room, but they insist we don't deserve it. They insist the system works. They know it isn't perfect. But say we can't let great become the enemy of good, or all these rolling waves of shit we call democracy and bled out every dime for won't be worth it. But I submit this joke of an American experiment has not been worth a fraction of a damn since we birthed it. I submit that all our contributions to the planet, when subtracting our destruction and the millions we've left dead and labeled damages, would leave us with a failing grade of worthless. My apologies to any blue checks who might be listening. I'm sure that made you clutch your pearls and $1,000 purses. Did I interrupt your fantasy of healthcare exclusivity replete with fleets of Tesla hearses? Or your daily round of golf claps to pacify our broken nurses? I know my spoken word is like the scalpel of a surgeon who was working on behalf of the insurgents, but I'm just here to open up your eyes so you can see the true reality and not your censored, tailored version. So you can get your copy of my brand new manifesto. I took all my calls for violence, made it danceable, and presto, called it communism, Taylor's version. I called it Tales of the Great American High-Speed Rail Aversion. Called it How to Put a Bigot into Power, then collectively and feebly coerce him into acting like a decent person. This will be the most important vote you'll ever cast, because we have to wrestle power from the current ruling class and hand it over to the other team of smiling suited serpents. This will be the most important vote you'll ever cast. Now watch them toss it in the vat and see it melt into the surface.
I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. I thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry.
My favorite songs don't hit the same way. I get to the end of a 4-minute track and I'm only looking back thinking, what did they actually say? So I try to sit down with my wife and watch TV, but I just see propaganda elevating the police in the simplest of sitcom banter, and tiny little altars full of offerings to corporate masters in every well-planned wide pan shot of the name brand stocking up the pantry. Pull back one long tracking shot out to the garage to the logo on the Camry. Nice tight shot of the Camry. Close-up view of the Camry, slow pan up on the Camry, long slow zoom to the unmoving human who is up in the front with the tube pumping fumes to him straight from the back of the Camry. Ashamed he just could not provide for himself, let alone for his family. It's a blue pill mindset that spent 2020 making dance beats.
I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride, and thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry.
Ignorance is bliss, which explains why a lot of us are so fucking happy. Quick to take the trip for all its trappings. Never one to ask what's up, what's going on, or God forbid what's happening. A lot of us would strap into the ride and then spit right in the eye of the guy whose job it is to snap your fastenings. But maybe we're all born with that capacity. Maybe each of us comes standard with humor, compassion, malice, and audacity. Some of us are blind to the system, but some see it fine and say this is how it has to be. Some of us can stare wide-eyed at a nationwide human catastrophe and only offer platitudes and recipes. And I wish that I could tell myself that nothing's worth obsessing past my everyday necessities. I wish that I could cry fake news over anything that threatened me, tune out our abuses and consume a little levity. Wish that I could offer up my son a smoother destiny. Wish I had some better lessons for how best to answer questions for the things I've been perpetually questioning. But I'm too busy looking at our leaders, wondering what I might be missing from their messaging. Trying to find the reasoning to let 250,000 people meet an early reckoning. And even though I know the truth, it's hard to swallow something that's so literally sickening. Hope is ever dwindling, COVID ever beckoning. Winter slows your breathing, but your pulse is ever quickening. Even though I know the truth, it's hard to keep listening. I'm done with my epiphany, my innocence is blistering. I'd like to think I'd taste the earth before I'd ever kiss the ring. Hard to speak the truth and harder still to keep listening.
Sometimes I think I miss being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. Thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. Both bleed us so dry. Both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry.
We are live. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna let you do it.
Hi everybody!
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm not gonna race
You
this
beat me
week.
to it in the last like 3 shows. I think you beat me to it.
Hi everybody. No, I gotta let you get to it. What's up, bro? Oh, what a show. What a show. This is American Tradition, everyone. It's Tuesday night, 10 o'clock. We're on INN exclusively. Love it. Wow. We need music. We need distraction. We need poetry. We need to get our shit out. And
I don't offer a whole lot in the way of distraction tonight, but there's music and poetry.
Well, you know, I was just thinking, you know,
2 out of 3 isn't bad, you know.
We played just to start. Tonight we played in the pre-show music. We played Communism Taylor's version. We played we played Red Pilled, of course. We finished on Red Pilled. We did Lockheed Martin OnlyFans, which I thought was also appropriate considering Lockheed Martin stock went fucking ballistic this week, unfortunately.
Yep. I see what you did there, ballistic.
Yeah. Wow, how about that? That was truly not fully intentional. So this guy, I got Jesse Jett standing next to me, and couldn't be happier because we need some Jesse Jett right now. Hey, and there's Jesse up close. There's up close Jesse Jett.
Hey,
that's
who else is here?
hey, how about that? And yes, we've got Kitty in there, and we've got Sean Miller. We got all the fams already. We got 15 already and jumping in. We are live tonight on Rockfin. We are live tonight on Rumble, INN channels for both. Rumble.com/C/Indie News Network and Rockfin.com/INN. Really easy. You can find all the channels, of course, at INN.network. That's always easy to do, and get our link tree. And funny enough, after yelling at Spotify and realizing, holy shit, the American Tradition podcast is down, there is now 4 episodes published. And
right? I know. How did that happen?
It's back on Spotify. I have no idea. And now I have to see, like, I literally found out 10 minutes before we started. I got to see if
it's not just who you know, it's who you yell at.
Oh my God. 2 hours on the phone, well, not on the phone, but in chatting, escalating to 5 different agents, explaining the same story. Hang on, let me read your story. Oh, okay. I'm like, okay, so I can do this. I did this. I did this. Now, let me escalate it to the next person. And then we had to start over. And it was just like, after 2 hours, like, I got to go. Sorry, guys. I have shit to do today. So, and today it's back. Okay, great. Thank you.
I'll take it.
So there's now a Spotify. We put the first 4 episodes on Spotify, and I will grab a link to it, and everyone I'll drop it in chat when Jesse's playing or something. But yeah, we're gonna get going tonight. But tonight is dealer's choice. So Jesse decided he was gonna dress like a dealer at the casino.
After the thumbnail, I had to. I was looking in the closet and I was gonna wear just something kind of warm because it's getting cold. I was like, you know what? There's the vest. There's a dress shirt. Like,
sans the bow tie.
I set myself up. Yeah, I don't.
Sans bow tie. I'm down with that. Himbo's in the house. Salkin struck. Fred Edward. Mad Mom has been waiting. Love you. So join us tonight as Jesse empties out the grab bag of miscellaneous songs and poems, including some first-time performances and some classics that are all too timely. And I know we're gonna get Biden's hairy leg tonight. That's gonna be a highlight. And
yeah, and a lot of these I'm doing spoken word that are traditionally songs. Pulling out probably 2 like songs tonight. But yeah, I think I took a stab at this when I first wrote it, and something about the chord changes in this song works so much on the recording. The same chord progression doesn't feel right acoustic. Never has, never will. So I'm not going to force it, but it feels so fitting. Especially because there's a shout out to Israel. I wanted to do my Palestine piece tonight, which I will, but this is another important line on that subject. This song on the album kicks off with a sample from one of the funniest shows I've ever seen before, which didn't get picked up. There are two 10-minute pilot episodes. It is called The Xtacles, and it was made by the same guys that made Frisky Dingo. And it's just some of the best, sharpest writing and most quotable humor in these 2 episodes. And a buddy of mine who does stand-up, who's a really fantastic comedian, introduced me to these episodes about 10 years ago, and he was like, you are going to laugh until you piss. And I did. It was one of those things I had to pause multiple times just to let myself catch up, stop laughing, take a breath. I'd get maybe 10 more seconds in, and then I'd have to stop again because it was too good.
Right.
So yeah, it's XTACLES, I think X dash. But you can find the 2 episodes on YouTube. But anyways, there is a moment in there where they're canvassing for witnesses, and someone says, "How about you, eyeballs? What did you see?" And that's the line in the beginning of this. There is a second Xtacles sample that will be going on the next record, which was a line spoken by the president that just felt too fitting. He says, "Today is a great day for me, and therefore, by default, also a great day for America." Absolutely gonna use that.
Wait, did Biden or Trump say that? Who said that? Who said it? Wow. That yeah. That definitely could go under a who said it.
Yeah, right, exactly. And people would be like, "Oh, Trump, that sounds like a Trump," right?
Oh, that 100%. Oh, yes. Well, blue Trump.
So anyways, yeah, off of the grift. This is the Oil Baron Rescue Plan.
I love it.
In spoken word format. "It couldn't have been me, sir. I was front row in my AOC t-shirt, foie gras sucking on a press release, sir. My head down, 4th shot, good little sheep, sir. Sit down, sweetie. The adults are gonna speak first. They trust the science and they're terrified of research. Here to thank our healthcare heroes, they've been feeding to the burnout, feet first. Until suddenly they dip mid-shift, take a header off a bridge. Such a shame, they were really such a sweet nurse. Now they'll never get the card and the cold slice of pizza meant to thank them for their teamwork. Now they'll never get the baggie full of Chex Mix, which would be the one reward they'd see for all the moms they had to intubate, and all the countless cries of grief since we've been haunted by the specter of the C word. Now all the applause for our healthcare heroes rings a very hollow note because we played it out like Freebird. See, add those ones and zeros, and our fragile checks and balances are checks for all the wealthy who have such unholy talents that we think it's patriotic that we all got 0 balances and re-elect Pelosi so she'll face our toughest challenges, which is analogous to water for a drowning man. Nancy disregards our impoverished with a spiteful and dismissive little waving of her withered hand, because 500,000 freezing on the streets is Biden's winter plan. And I bet you swore they told you you were voting for a different man. But really, all you wanted was a different man. And it didn't make a fucking difference if he finishes the previous inhabitants' agenda and starts auctioning protected land. You see, Biden's born to leap at any war a donor's check demands. And it turns out that you can't cure greed once it infects a man. Once they lose respect for human life and focus all their fucking efforts on the oil baron rescue plan. Honey, what are we to Hecuba or Hecuba to us that if she's starving, we should give a damn? Why should we be moved to tears if someone isn't eating? We won't even recognize that food is essential to our being. It's just us and motherfucking Israel who will not guarantee that food's a basic human right. Because starvation is our favorite tool of genocide disguised as sanctioned democratic healing. That's me in the corner, losing my religion, gouging out my eyes, and then dancing on the ceiling. And Jesus fucking Christ, what a feeling. And that's the Oil Baron Rescue Plan.
See, what about you, eyeballs? What did you see? I didn't have to wait for long. I never had to raise a song. See that it just flows right in for me. Like I can't not. Oh, okay. So I just said it like a razor long and smile when you say I'm wrong.
Oh, man.
I can't even say the song. And
I know we joke about the American tradition karaoke night, but I need that to become a thing. I don't know if I have to get like some sort of horrible disease or if I need to like break a leg or whatever, but I'll do it. Let's I'll make it happen, man.
We're going to make a benefit. It'll be a benefit show. We'll have to do a fundraiser or something.
I'm going to boost up my gain a little bit. Is that better? Is that too much?
No, you're good. You're good to go.
Adequately gained? Okay, sweet.
No echo. That's good. Anna Mares is over there on the Rockfin. Hi, Anna.
Anna Mares!
So good. Chex Mix, yes. Killing decent razors since the 50s. This is more powerful than the song. Yep. And then we've also got Ghost Start is leaving on a jet airplane. Don't know when I'll be back again. And that's the Ghost Start comment over on the Rumbles. Rumble.com/C/Indie News Network. We're over there too. Yeah, check it out. Oh, Cowboy Kitty, $5 for super sticker. Thank you, sir. Woohoo! All right.
Oh man. Oh, I'm excited to do this piece. Okay. Yeah, I've never performed this in any capacity, but
well, before you start, Colin says destroy AI Jesse, and I will bring up the photo of AI Jesse momentarily.
Oh, please don't. Please don't. Oh my God.
We gotta
so
share
much.
it with everyone.
I want it dead.
It's gotta burn. Oh, we got Oz.
You understand?
There,
you know what? Fake my voice all day. Make AI songs. My face is my money. That's where look at this. This is where all that Bandcamp money, that's because of this, Indie. If this is okay, we're making bucks. As soon as this is not, then my whole career's down the shitter.
And now I'm messing with Cynic because now I'm on the wrong side again. Remember?
Burn it, destroy it,
burn it now.
Oh God.
Okay.
So, I literally, as soon as I saw AI Jesse, I imagined his whole life. I looked at this guy with this this lengthy comb over, and I was like, okay, this dude is a sound tech on the Tim Pool show.
Right. Sorry.
He plays synthesizer, but not in any musical capacity. It is hobby only. It is a stress reliever. He does his synths. That's his thing. Well, he still plays Yu-Gi-Oh! All the time. That fucking guy. It's just enough of an amalgamation of so many of like, it's like the computer knows, okay, what are the features you don't like about yourself? Oh, you think your eyes are squinty? Are you thinking about cutting your hair because it gets frizzy as fuck? And it manages to find all those and just systematically and surgically go in and like, oh man, devastating doesn't cover it. This is like somehow managed. And also, I don't know if this is an emergency like medical tent he's in, or if someone's making AI Jesse play cards in their basement. But like, I feel like he can't leave. I feel like he's forced to play fake black. And can you bring that back up? I hate to say, look at the cards. The cards he's holding are square. It's not even like it's just some weird. What are these, like paint swatches? What the fuck is that? Is it like tarot cards? Like, what is he doing? So we're about to play a game I invented. This is a little something I invented. It's a fusion of two classic card games, really. God.
Hey, sweetheart, you want a 21? That's what I see with this guy. Oh my God!
You like games? Of course you like games. Have you ever played Swords? Oh God, it's terrifying. I'm just like, nope. I don't want to know that guy, and I want to core out every part of me that resembles that guy in the slightest bit. Oh God.
Colin just came in and said, hated it.
Okay.
We're done.
Do away with him. Remove him from my sight. Indeed.
Never again. You have to.
Oh.
Sorry, everyone. But I can't stop.
I
can't stop laughing.
He's totally running counters.
Gone. All right.
Oh God.
Man, Mom says pedo Jesse. Oh,
it's the pedo smile. He has that weird little just mincing, boy hungry half smile that it's, oh God.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Oh
God, it's like whew. Sorry, I need to shake that off, folks. That was just Jesus Christ.
Oh God, I need to switch my DMs. I need to get that off my screen now. Okay, folks. Wow.
I'm gonna report the shit out of that image on Twitter. This is violence.
This is actual violence. Holy shit.
All right. So this is a very old piece. This is from the beginning. This was really the first time something happened on Twitter with a person who wasn't a politician, and it directly inspired a piece. And that was with a friend of, I'm sure, a lot of people on here, Lauren from back in the day. Biden's hairy leg was her username. And she had shared once an account of her experiences with sexual assault. And a bunch of people decided to just post the most hideous shit in her comments possible, and then in her DMs. And when she started posting about what she was receiving, she ended up getting suspended. And it was one of those times early on, 2020 primary era, that we were watching the censorship start and watching it happen in real time, watching people get plucked off. And you knew what it was for. You watched them tweet something, and then sure as shit, like, oh, they're gone 2 hours later. And realizing what we were up against, and that the site that we thought was our last bastion of quick, as free of speech as you're allowed anymore, was suddenly getting very, very bottlenecked, and having a very clear hand coming in and cherry picking people that it didn't want speaking up anymore. And this piece came out of that. It's off of the virus. For those of you wondering what the sound is throughout that beat, it's my kid's jump rope that I just am whipping around the mic on time. But there's a and that's just the jump rope. So anyways, this is spoken word version of Biden's hairy leg off of the virus. It takes a strong woman and a voice without fear to speak up in the face of who we are this year. So if you see a strong woman, you should tell her that she's strong, because the strong don't get to speak for very long. We love to sing the praises of our First Amendment rights. We love to feign encouragement to truly speak your mind, tell you that your speech is free, go say what you like. But our speech isn't free. We pay for it in friends, and they're dropping like flies. They're disappearing right before our eyes. And every day, what Twitter calls free speech is being redefined, slowly shaped in Biden's image and the alt-right, gutless rape apologists and mothers who are quick to claim they want Trump out so badly that they'd offer Joe their child for a night. Christ, I tell myself that all of those are bots so I can function in my off time. I'm out here trying to raise a child, so I don't have the time or means to find out where these people live and go hold them to the fire till they swear that they can see the light. So you can keep the party. It is not where my allegiance lies. It's in defending every rape survivor scrutinized. It's in uplifting every voice they try to euthanize. Your leaders see you, honey, but they do not view with human eyes. Instead, they let us have our little space to bicker. Split up into factions where we're grouped by belief, and I bet you Twitter sits back and bets on which will eat itself quicker. Free speech is governed by an all-seeing eye and a silent listener who pulls the plug on anyone who dares to try and tell you that you're prisoners. Arbitrarily suspends a woman trying to defend herself from colonies of rape enablers flooding her DMs with trauma triggers. And then she's suspended. And they don't tell her why, but I think we understand. But let me get it straight for her assassin if he's listening, because he's such a simple man. You can call a woman a whore or a cunt or a slut or a bitch or make light of her rape or pretend like you know where she lives or go dig up a picture of her parents or her kids and there's zero repercussions. Isn't that how it stands? But somehow she gets banned? Well, in case you didn't look into the people that you silence, you seem to target those of us who fight to stem the tides of bitter vitriol from those intent on mocking rape survivors and belittling domestic violence. Well, Twitter, ban me now before I find that fucking Chad and drag him out his filthy basement by his eyelids. Say, if you could see me, motherfucker, I am smiling. Speech is not free. It's a sliding scale based on how well you follow guidelines, how well you keep your mouth shut, how few waves you make at Epstein Island. Speech is not free. It's been hunted for a decade through the highlands, so that even when it's sleeping, it hears echoes of the dogs and the rattle of its shackles and its chains, and the dream always starts when it trips on a root and ends a millisecond shy of when the dog bites in. And it wakes up to find that another brilliant mind got silenced in the night for speaking truth about Joe fucking Biden. And I have never felt a gut punch that hit so physical from losing someone only in the medium provided. But if she hears this, I hope that she can feel like she owns this song, even though I'll write it. You were gone in a flash, but you left enough gas for us to burn and fight another year, and we will fucking fight it. Do you hear me, Twitter? We will fight it. It's called holding to your standards, motherfucker. You should try it. I hope tonight you're lying in the dark, wide awake, and the sound of you kneecapping free speech splits the quiet. It's ironic that you call yourself support when what you do is disproportionately silencing survivors. So maybe drop support and call yourselves defilers. Call yourselves defenders of a bunch of corporate interests who suppressed our right to speak amid a global crisis. Then ask yourselves if you've been on the same side as the virus. Your kind have been a thorn in our side since the days of Osiris. And I knew you in some form then, back when I penned your lyrics on papyrus. Now here we are again, and by Twitter's scale of dangerous subversion, I would like to think I'm high risk. But ultimately, Twitter gets to pick and choose the flavor of your global news and leave you in the litter of 100 different Biden bots with all the same worldview who will constantly barrage you with filth until you're clawing out your iris. So this might just be the last song before I'm silent. And if it's Bon Voyage, tell my mom and my son I was a kamikaze pilot. And that's Biden's hairy leg.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. All you can see in the chat is just fire, absolute fire. Yep.
Man, it's crazy to go through. I haven't read through that piece since I recorded it, and it's crazy to think that that's been 3 years now. It's been 3.5 years since I did the virus. And again, it's one of those, I really wish that these songs had like zero relevancy anymore. And we were just like, oh yeah, remember when all that was going on? I really, really do. And I remember, I think I mentioned that last time, that my brother who did the artwork for the virus and inauguration gift, when he first heard Town Hall, he was like, if you didn't name names, if you didn't say Joe Biden or Bernie, this song would be applicable for any time period. Aren't you worried that this is going to anchor it to this moment in time, and then it's only going to be relevant for, as long as they're in office or whatever? And I was like, I'd rather it be super pointed for now and hit now on the head. And I hope that in a few years, we're not worried about any of this shit anymore. Here we are. Yeah. Here we are a few years later. Wow. And like, the names change, but the fucking script is exactly the same. And that's the whole point, is that it doesn't matter. Joe Biden can be a stand-in for whoever we're about to put in office, whoever's been in office. It's the same end goal. And we suffer the same. Fucking Palestinians suffer the same, no matter who you want to throw your weight on right now. They all suck when it comes to what's going on in the Middle East.
And honestly, this isn't even the first time that Gaza's gotten leveled since Joe Biden's been in office, because very few people remember May of 2021. I can't forget. I mean, it was, that was one of those that I watching the footage of that building going. I mean, that the AP building, the media building, when they did that. I mean, that was a terrible scene. And this is so much. This is so much worse now. And
oh God, yeah. Yeah, I honestly, I think I mentioned in a couple chats earlier that like I was so excited for this show, and needed it. But at the same time, with everything, I mean, I'm sure everyone your feed right now is what's actually happening in Gaza, and it's one of the first times I felt like I couldn't do it anymore. I didn't even want to open Twitter because I knew what was waiting for me. But it's the same thing as if ever there is a time to not look away, it's right now. But I also was like, God, I needed to really find the excitement in me for tonight, which is why I was like, you know what, I'm gonna dress like the casino dealer from the thumbnail. And then as soon as I put this on, I was like, all right, we got a show. Where, you know what, I had a little tequila, I got my apple, and again, as soon as I hop in here and like there's familiar faces in chat, like I love you guys so much. It really it's just the best. I can think of no better way to spend a Tuesday night. Except for our next show, because it's going to be a Halloween episode. So start deciding what you might want me to dress as. Otherwise, I'm just going to wear my like medieval merchant outfit that I will be wearing to this wedding next week. My cousin's getting married in like a Dungeons and Dragons themed costume wedding, and everyone's asked to dress appropriately. So I got like a puffy shirt with the lace up this business, big sleeves. I look like a
mariachi band player,
like a seafaring merchant. So I'm keeping my hair long for the time being. I'm thinking of cutting it soon, but I'm gonna do a little of the fucking Qui-Gon, pull a couple strands around, braid them up in the back.
Nice.
It's gonna look dope. And then then I'm probably gonna cut my hair after that because I'm sick of it.
You're going to the Ren Fair. Is that what you're going for?
Essentially, if a Ren Fair was a wedding, it's going to be my son's first wedding he'll have attended, and it's going to give him the most off the charts idea of what a wedding is supposed to be.
And that's going to be his basis for the rest of his life.
Reef, I hate to say it because we've already talked about we've shown AI Jesse. I hate to mention he who must not be named, but I had a brilliant idea the other day to make a parody of Rich Men North of Richmond about The Shadow over Innsmouth by H.P. Lovecraft and call it Fish Men North of Innsmouth. So just a thought I'm kicking around. One of those things, as soon as I thought about it, the lyrics started happening in my head. I'm like, God damn it. Now this is a whole project. I can't say no to me. All right.
Once Jesse gets an idea.
So, we might as well. We were talking about it. So let's I'm gonna go ahead and do my Palestine piece. Do American Desires. The song was only ever on Twitter, and then I did a spoken word version on Perennial Edition. But the song plays a clip of Joe Biden that just speaks volumes about America's need for Israel. And he says, it's the best $3 billion investment we make. Were there not an Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interests in the Middle East. The United States would have to go out and invent an Israel. And again, that's one of those moments. Joe is always so pleased with himself when he lets you in on the plan. He will very brazenly just be like, here's how you can tell it's the same way he speaks back room, that he's giving you just a little glimpse of how he looks at it. The same as Haiti could rise or sink into the ocean, it wouldn't affect our concerns. That same kind of just callous, like, that's you getting to see the real guy. He's been showing us the real guy for God knows how many decades, and there's still people that think he's our answer, which is cute. But I felt like that piece really that said it all. So that kicked off American Desires. But anyways, it felt like I would be remiss to have a show tonight and not do this. So here it is.
Yeah, American Desires, man. Oh, here we go.
I don't mean to sound alarmist, but most of what they let you read is garbage.
Most of it's designed to warp our minds until subconsciously you find you'll take the time to lick their boots free of grime and wipe their minds free of tarnish. Oil is the centerpiece, a body count of millions is the garnish. So how's it feel to know we funded every carcass? That every year our taxes pay for carpet bombing Gaza under shroud of darkness? That we spend enough a year to house and feed each homeless person in the streets on turning families in apartment buildings in the Middle East to bloody craters full of charred garments? And our media is silent at best. At worst, they can find it in themselves to call war crimes clashes and label children burned to ashes terrorists who played a stupid game and reaped the harvest. And every time we try to paint the truth, the news sends all their slugs to suck off all the varnish and distort it into something harmless. The media will hang you by your feet until you're half asleep. So yes, I'm here to set you free. But freedom won't be sweet because you'll fall 1,000 feet when I come cut you out your harness. They say those who dream the deepest fall the farthest. They also say that home is where the heart is. But if home for you is Gaza, Netanyahu's got you painted as a target. Perhaps it's not the impact, but it's what you see when falling that will hit the hardest. Maybe it's the sound of all those children crying out in those apartments that will hit the hardest. Maybe all those little bodies scattered in the dirt will hit the hardest. Maybe seeing human lives assigned such little worth will hit the hardest. Maybe it's the knowledge that you're paying for the darkest of atrocities committed on this earth that will hit the hardest. Maybe it's the knowledge that we give 10 million a day to the oppressors who possess the kind of Medicare you'll die in debt before you see that's gonna hit the hardest. Maybe then you'll see you've always had more in common with the commoners whose slaughter we fund every day in Gaza than your senators or bosses. Maybe then you'll see our country never had a conscience. Maybe then the retroactive guilt will make you nauseous. Maybe what hits harder than the impact is the act of being conscious, of knowing your complicity and helplessness to try and stop the bloody deeds of Congress. That no matter who's in office, America preserves its foreign interests by whatever means its greed demands, however monstrous. We'll always need a place to train our Contras. And Biden's got a backup plan should harm befall the Holy Land. Wipe it off the map, he'll draw it back on with an iron hand. He demands an Israel or reasonable effigy to exercise democracy and colonize the Middle East, regardless of the human cost or phosphorus atrocities, all bought and paid with money. They rerouted out the budget for the non-essential things like ever making Flint's water clean. Maybe what hits hardest is the day you see this country for its actual priorities and never more know honest peace attempting sleep. Maybe then you'll look at politicians making speeches like a blood-encrusted beast espousing destiny to empty seats and fellow leeches. As the gauntlet of democracy extends its brutal reach, like a giant wave of trash come to crash on foreign beaches, maybe build a base, throw a flag down, and heavily pollute the region. Rape your ecosystems, gut your fauna, and congratulate you on your new allegiance. Oops, we mean alliance. This is something mutual, unless you're non-compliant. We've stolen something crucial on which you can be reliant. So maybe what hits hardest is the centrist saying both sides need to stop the violence. Those would be the very same centrists saying we should all accept police brutality, who hem and haw and clutch their fucking pearls and spend their time condemning riots. But very soon will come the day the centrists all get censored like the rest of us, and pious as they'll try to be, they won't stay quiet. But they'll just end up shouting in the void that they were all so quick to render us subscribers, and it will be too late to light the fires. So far away tonight, there burn the spires of a region set ablaze for which you've paid for every pyre, which is why your checks weren't all $600 higher. Call it foreign interests or American desires. What's nuts, looking back at that, I wrote that before Netanyahu was back in office. And I remembered when Netanyahu was back, like, oh shit, now this is unfortunately more timely. Had I, that was, yeah. Was that 21? Was it the end of 21? I think.
Yeah, the end of November 21, because perennial edition was November 22. So
okay, yeah, that seems about right.
Crab, you're gonna be flogged.
We got
You're
Crab in the
late,
house.
but you're gonna be flogged. You're good. Ooh, you just missed some fire. We just rained fire.
Let's do a song.
Knesset.
Hop over to the virus, if you will, Indy.
Okey-doke.
A little ditty called "Played Out."
Oh,
I did this. I think.
Yes, you did.
I think this was on episode 3.
It was real early.
Either episode 3 or episode 5, but it was early.
Later. All right, hold on. Let me go to the virus. Song number 20 off the virus, by the way. Virus is just, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, hour and a half.
It doesn't stop. It's so good. It's so goddamn good. Yeah, go start. Stop resisting. Yeah. Good start. Good shit.
All right. This song had a couple different versions. It was almost very different, and I should dig up that file. It'd be fun one night to play the 2 alternate versions, because one is a sample, and it was one of those I just didn't. There are already a few samples on the virus that I would get in trouble for if people knew. It's just a couple little things that weren't essential to songs, but like, I had already pushed it. I felt like I didn't want to push it too much, and but there is a version of Played Out that is much faster and might be on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, that had a sample, a slowed down backwards half second of a King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard song, which I'm admittedly not a huge fan. A friend of mine is a colossal fan, and there was a piece of theirs I heard once, and I was just like, I bet you that would sound really cool slowed down. And I was right. But then there's also a version of Played Out that is just straight up death metal that I messed around with. That was super fun. But anyways, this is here it is acoustic. This is Played Out.
Thought I'd make a difference, and before I knew the difference, I was played out. Your thoughts and prayers would listen. We've been praying till we're blistered. Now we're played out.
Heroes only get up in our way, say what they think you want to hear them say, till you wake up one day and they're
played out.
See, you can take your heart and your passion to the hall, but you find too soon if you don't play ball, you're
played out.
See, the Senate won't get it, the stocks won't fall, they'll bounce right back like your check dissolves. I checked the Victrola, the record wasn't off, it was... Look at us, worldwide leader of verified cases. A beacon of bullshit hailing itself as a case to be made for America's greatness. Worldwide leader of hastily dug mass graves for neglected patients. Other world leaders can see us corralling our homeless from out in the streets into cramped stations. Coax a little growth out of rights violations and spin it into something a bit more eugenic that passes as policy and doesn't seem to raise red flags at the old United Nations. And speaking of, folks, may I address you directly? You see, our wellspring of hope is a month past empty. Our voting has been tainted, you can look at the discrepancies. So I speak on behalf of a lot of us when I say rescue me. Send a coalition, please liberate our families. Come and topple the regime that can feed all the banks and just leave us clamoring. Scrambling for scraps while they lap dance lobbyists. Cash them out and send them home with vouchers good for one future amnesty. Madam Speaker, have a seat. Would you take a moment to enlighten me? Try to shed some light on why you opted to monopolize a tragedy? Grab a little capital like capital is all you see. God, how to even fall asleep when all you hear are the screams of the parents at their wits' end, knowing they're about to tell their child that there's just no food to eat. Does it take a lot of ice cream to doze off and God knows how many Xanax to guarantee you don't dream? So you can wake well rested and start another day of just grinding the poor into chum to appease the machine? Well, we know you better. That you aren't really human, no matter how human you seem. No matter how human you seem. Heroes only get up in our way, say what they think you want to hear them say, till you wake up one day and they're played out. You can take your heart and your passion to the hall. You find too soon if you don't play ball, you're played out. The Senate won't get it, the stocks won't fall. They'll bounce right back like your check dissolves. I checked the Victrola, the record wasn't off, it was.
Thought I'd make a difference, and before I knew the difference, I was played out. If thoughts and prayers would listen, we've been praying till we're blistered. Now we're played out.
And that's played out.
Yes, it is. Played out. Dude, that's and then right afterwards you got Through the Eyes. Wait, I can't, dude. You gotta, if you want to break your fingers again, we could do a repeat performance of Through the Eyes, because that is one of my still favorite pieces.
I thought about doing that tonight, honestly.
That you've done.
That's a hard one. Like,
oh yeah. Well, you got to do that early if you're going to do that before. That's a pre-11 o'clock song. All our lives are frozen in time. Yeah, I'm waiting for the karaoke night for sure. Also, we've got Ghost Art over there. He always gives me the chills. Yes. Oh, and we got a super chat from Brother Colin. What would it take to get your music on vinyl?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, I haven't looked into that. I should, because I would. That's a dream, but it's a. Ooh.
Well, my word is not immortal, but it's final. So, I mean, he does literally have a song that says, "So I will never get to final." So,
it's true. All right. This is a short little piece that, again, one of those Twitter only songs that right before the 2020 election, once I was realizing that that Bernie wasn't gonna be my vote anymore, and just the beginning of my my disenfranchised electoralism phase, that whole arc. This is just a short little ditty that I put up on Twitter. This is called Voting for Spite, which I think I sent you lyrics for.
I didn't get that one. I only got the other one that you sent me, the ruling class one.
Okay, gotcha.
I didn't get this one.
This is short. Yeah, so this is Voting for Spite.
Bite the karma, suck the rind. 2016 is a long rewind. Kick the Greens off the ballot if you like. Doesn't bother me. I'll be voting for spite. I once wrote Bernie for peace of mind. I might eat my vote. I might write Jill Stein because it's nice and divisive. Or I might just write fuck Joe till the end of time. Whip out my Bic, set the ballot on fire, throw it in the trash, and get back into line. The polling workers won't notice. They're 95. By the time they get wise, I'll have done it half a dozen more times and be halfway to Bezos's mansion, crash in and eat him alive. And I'd look his ass right in the eyes. I could tell him his wealth will reward a nation who broke their backs for a shot at a decent life, where they could do more than slave 5 days out of 7 so that he could be wealthy beyond a concept of size. I'll tell him his millions will thrive when he's sacrificed. Divvy him up and bring all of our citizens over the poverty line. Tell me you wouldn't repurpose Jeff if it meant there'd be no more Americans homeless and hungry at night. That's what I thought. Thank you much. That's my time. That's voting for spite. That went over like a lead balloon in 2020.
But sadly enough, all the players are back for 2024. Jill Stein. You can write in Jill Stein. That's what I heard. Oh my gosh. Yeah, voting for spite.
Speaking of the 2024 election, so this song, okay, this piece I have an unfinished track for that this title came about. John Siebels from Eve 6, their guitarist, he in a tweet said something about the Ruling Class Clown Show. I was like, God, that's either like a band name or a song name, I haven't decided. And that just stuck in my head, and then I started writing some lyrics, and I messaged him. I was like, hey, would you mind if I used that for a song title? He was like, dude, if you make a song called Ruling Class Clown Show, I'll play guitar on it. I was like, absolutely. Okay. I was like, when I finish it, I'll send it to you. Well, I never finished it. That got kind of backburnered. A bunch of other songs got produced, and that was the Grift sessions. So then it was just kind of hanging out. I also didn't want to I kind of was like, I wonder how serious he actually is. Like, I didn't want to send him here's my song. Let's get some guitar on it, So, so yeah, this is just kind of sat, and I honestly, I forgot about it for a while. And then I was looking through the old notes app for some lyrics for last show. And then I found this, and I was like, oh man, I was like, here's another piece that you would think might have lost some of its oomph, but it's just ripe now. It's just come into its own. So maybe that'll still find its way to a track. John, if you hear this, I'd still love to make it happen. But anyways, this is the piece that came out of that. So this is Ruling Class Clown Show. Ladies, gents, seventh sense, envies, thems, and in-betweens, right this way to witness horrors far beyond your silver screen. Quickly now, before it's all been sanitized and censored clean. Witness VP Harris sitting down with Bill Clinton to discuss the many ways we can empower young women, and all without the slightest shred of irony. Learn the shocking truth of our imaginary privacy. Witness the magic act of Joseph R. Biden and his disappearing promises. Watch a $2,000 check vanish into thin air while you're standing in astonishment. Shiver as you ride through the tunnel of unprecedented climate phenomena. Watch your leaders don a solemn kente cloth and marvel at how long they try to keep it up. Watch them pick the spirits of a worn and beaten people up, only long enough to snatch the little bit of trust that they still had for any leaders up. Drop them on the factory floor. Someone else will clean it up. And all for $7.50 that they're honestly offended you're suggesting couldn't be enough. Everybody started at the bottom. I mean, Elon had it really rough. Yours is just an entry-level job that we can call essential anytime the staffing's tough. Surgically extracting healthy backbones out your unions, so when rights have been abused, you soon discover no one's there to back you up because no one gives a fuck. They've been spending every 5-minute lunch break slurping propaganda out their sippy cups. Watch the people claiming that they feed us all belittle us and pantomime a flail because the diamonds on their wrists make it too difficult to lift us up. Tell the house the jig is up. Tell the leeches lurking down on both sides of the aisle that the grift is up.
Not a soul among them truly uncorrupt. Not a soul among them worth a couple 100,000 every year to steer us sooner towards a future where you're violently removed if you consume a film or written work or tune that wasn't government approved as on the up and up. Ruling class clown show. Life is but a dream with a cartoon theme, and we are running on the dumbest luck. Watch them juggle infrastructure, education, basic income, Medicare for all, student debt relief, and more. Then watch and stun as one by one they bumble every promise and look comically astonished when they shatter on the floor. Offer up a measly fucking shrug and tell you don't forget to vote for us in 24. Then the curtain closes slowly as they push all the reporters out and shut and lock the door. Ruling class clown show. Life is like a movie, and I saw it once before in a film about a German war. A warning on the painful sort of lesson learned from history you just ignore. Watch how quickly we forget the crimes we wanted justice for. Ruling class clown show. Watch us try to vote it all away in 2024. Goddamn. That one just made me mad, if we're being honest. That one just really made me mad. God damn it. Can you hit me with the Misty sound clip, please, Indy?
We're fucked.
And that's Ruling Class Clown Show, everyone.
It's an American tradition.
Oh. Well, Joe,
So
and
great
American tradition.
and
admittedly, I hate carnival music. That whole motif, I could do without it. But the very beginning of that has this calliope kind of thing because I really wanted it to be this kind of, journey through the tunnel of unprecedented climate phenomena. Like, I'm really gonna cheese that up when that gets like an actual produced version.
The raspy speaker sound.
Right.
Coming out the phonograph. There you go.
I don't know, for those of you who don't remember, Kamala Harris, very quickly into her term, she had a sit-down Zoom call with Bill Clinton, and it was empowering young women globally. Like, man, you could, like, Jesus was fucking, nope. Again, they know what they're doing. They absolutely know what they're doing. Like, Harvey Weinstein wasn't available, so we got Bill Clinton.
Well, look, Joe's sitting in the chair, so, sniffy hair himself. It's
Jesus Christ.
Just
all right. I think we only got one more, and it's a new one. It's a brand new one.
Hey, ooh, treats.
Oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and send you this so we can have the lyrics up.
Okay. I got the folder up.
Because I feel like that's...
Tell me when it's there, I'll refresh.
This one, I kicked myself a little because, I've been taking my time with this new record. I was like, I'm not gonna force it. I'm gonna take my time, work on it. Everything's written. Now I'm just in the recording phase. And very close to being done, I should say. But a good chunk of it was about the writer's strike. And when it came to a fairly flaccid conclusion, I was like, man, missed the boat. Now it's over and the song isn't released yet. I fucked up. This is what happens when I take my time and I don't rush myself.
Don't worry,
missed my deadline.
The actors are still on strike.
I was about to say, no, there's still the contract's still trash. It's still...
Well, you know what? I actually read a really good article today. They signed it. They literally signed it yesterday. It's been approved and ratified by the full Writers Guild Association. And here's a funny postscript to all that. The Drew Barrymore writers are refusing to go back to the show after she tried to break the strike. They said, fuck you, and the guild is now trying to find new writers to work on the show. I love it.
Nom.
It's all right.
Oh, it's so good. It's so honey sweet. I can't even tell.
Oh, pick that scab away. Pick that scab away. Oh, also.
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
That's now made it to the board. And before, by the way, you were talking about Joe Biden and Congress and everything else, and at one point
I enjoyed it.
I definitely needed to have that out there. The Nancy saying she enjoyed it. Because she was certainly enjoying all the money going to her defense contractor buddies and all her tech buddies and all her stock buddies. Yep. And
she'll be back. Don't worry, she'll be back. All right. If you want to check the folder, it is called Backwards from 5.
Okay, I see it. I am open with Google Docs, and then I have to change the title so that it doesn't run all the way over. By the way, Crab, if he ever sends you this, Backwards from 5, or The Prose of Abandonment. I can't speak. This guy reads like perfect lyrics and perfect everything for 6 minutes, and I can't like get 3 sentences out without tripping over my mouth.
Tell you though, that last 30 seconds, it's always like you can bowl a perfect game as long as no one reminds you that you're bowling a perfect game. As soon as they do, you're gonna start fucking, it's all of a sudden I'm like, hey, I haven't flubbed anything yet. As soon as I have that thought, then I'm just in a minefield.
Yes. Don't think, just go. Don't think, just go. I learned that a while ago. Once you're in it, you stay in it, and you don't think about it, because that's when you start going. But yeah. Oh, kill your egregores. Okay, 2112, I love you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for putting that in there. I don't care what the rest of the everything was, but oh, it was Crab that put something in there too. Nice. Sweet. All right, I've got the lyrics up, so let's switch to presenter mode. We got it.
That's how it goes. We won't open our eyes, so we're the last ones to know. We're the last ones alive. Kept our enemies close. Wondered why we don't thrive, while we're grasping a ghost. Counting backwards from 5. Counting backwards from 5.
Count back from 5. Theater's on fire. The cast's on strike. Studio starts taking a dive. Contracts tossed and it's gone with the tide. Heads and execs say our hands are tied. We can't pump this dreck and treat you right. But what do you expect from the industry type who survive by the leeching of bodies and minds? Who original thoughts never seem to find, so they'll reboot ALF before your wages rise. But it gives cause to pause and reflect on the times that they're losing control of their fools and their minds. When obedient actors who grew their careers by averting their eyes are now holding the line, along with the authors of countless scripts that'll strengthen the hand of the corporate grip, squeezing our throats till we take the pen and we accept and consent to the corporate drip. Till you're all up to date on your pharma du jour, you got a healthy support for the war on your lips, and you know that the advertisers need more than a rerun summer full of flashback clips. So enter the scans from the year before, all the days of de-aging and mapping the face, and the hours of actors recording their voices are links in the chains that will bind them in place. And all of these shows are so easy to make. With a drone you control that needs no break, it can bend, it can break, and it's cheaply replaced. And if up-to-date films all in one take, and the studios bank on us doing our duty, unhinging our jaws and digesting the fakes, cause they know that we'll love how synthetic it tastes. Watch as they edit your features without any trace. Not that there's anything you could do anyway. Watch as they show you a movie of you saying shit that you'd never say. And dystopia boldly accelerates. Maybe you're only a mold, something to fill with a clone, something that Elon would celebrate. something they own, something they program and code, something that's woefully able to know its examinate. Cause it doesn't feel touch over top of the laminate. You will not feel an emotion, but they will not scan and examine it. You and the other consumer contaminants fed on the federal diet of Kiev, Havana, and Tiananmen. I cannot be the only one weighing the pros of abandonment. Where did you think we'd go? Love, there's nowhere to lie. I guess it's not who you know, more it's what you can hide. It's like we're chained to the floor, and they're streaming us live. We're all watching the war, counting backwards from 5. Counting backwards from 5. Counting backwards from 5. Counting backwards from 5. And that's backwards from 5. From the upcoming album, Live from the Black Side.
Wow. Oof. That's crazy fire. You know, as someone who's covered the writers and actors strike, by the way, again, like I said, the actors are still on strike, so this has perfect relevance. When I put this out as a single, people are going to lose their shit. Oh my God. Like, I just wish that this wasn't going out during this specific period of time when people aren't really paying attention to this, and it would get its proper due. But the writers, I mean, the actors would flip if they heard this.
If history is any example, all of these issues will stay issues. We don't have to worry about them getting solved anytime soon. It's all going to stay relevant. It's not getting better.
Oh, don't do that to me. You're killing me, bro. By the way, I messaged Lauren, our friend Biden's hairy leg, over on the Instagram. She's over there, and I told her that you were playing it, and she said, "No kidding, that's rad. That literally made my life." So, awesome. So we love you, Lauren.
Oh,
and
Reef, if you're wondering, that's just that's the David Bowie F. There's 2 different chord variations that Bowie did. So I'm sorry, this is left-handed for people, but normally an F, you're doing that. He essentially does his F with that high E open. So I think that might be a F suspended or a 7 suspended. And same, Bowie did his C always with a low E 3rd fret too, so you get to give it a nice little, which right away is ground control, right? You can just hear it. Anyway, so any chance I get, if I'm playing an F, I'm doing that F. If I'm playing a C, I'm doing that C. I really can't think of any instances where I don't do that. It's just, I prefer them across the board. So.
Good music questions. Yeah. Sweet. Okay.
Yeah, well, again, I absolutely needed this, and I love you guys so much. I can't tell you. I know I think I say it every time, but it's because it deserves to be said. You deserve to hear it. Having 20 people in chat at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night just feels like I don't deserve it. But
it should be 200, man. It should be 200.
So.
Again, I constantly, I got to tell you, I often say to people how inadequate I feel at times, because I feel like there should be hundreds, if not thousands, tuning into every performance and every other week. And, that the rest of the world isn't hearing this the way that it affects all of us in chat, and that we show up and we're here for it, and we're down, and we can't wait to hear what's next. And, man, we're privileged to be able to sit here and listen to it, and listen to you release them for the first time and play them for the first time, and kind of test. This is like a testing ground in a way. Oh, goodness
that's my favorite
gracious.
part. I mean, honestly.
No OnlyFans. Come on. We're not going to,
I'm stopping there, I swear.
we're not giving them the goods. That's the OnlyFans account. Come on. That's pay-per-view, bro.
I was about to say that's members only. Right?
We can't give that away. You don't give away what we can sell.
These aren't freebies. So.
Don't give away what we can sell.
Actually, probably C cups, but
I have been putting out singles.
I don't have enough definition on this cam to get my chest here. There's a little bit, but it's we'd
have to go for the Elgato face cam on that one. We got to go for the face cam to get that.
I spent all my hair points here.
Well, sure.
And it's too late to reallocate here, I've found out. So this is what it is.
Well, Cy Sperling is still a member, I believe. So that's always the talk, right? The hair club for men.
Right.
So
I'm afraid to take it down because I'm gonna look like the Tim Pool assistant guy. AI Jesse.
Oh my God.
Trapped in his basement, just
only if you have the comb over.
Not just shuffle and deal.
Only if you've got the comb over. So I wanted to show, this is the INN YouTube page. I have a playlist here with all the Jesse Jett American tradition. This is individual songs, spoken words, sometimes things that don't make it into American tradition, but these are all like the individual cuts. And then we have a separate playlist that is just all of the full episodes. That is also somehow a podcast. I don't really know how, but this is now also on Spotify. The first 4 episodes. Now I'm going to have to log in and see if I can upload and publish more, because on Thursday, we're due to publish episode 5, and I have not been able to log in to set up another batch for the next month or so. Cause that's what I did. I figured Spotify deserves to hear Jesse live. I love these live performances. And, so I don't have a way to get these individually up though. And that's the next thing I want to try to figure. Right.
I'm so glad I went through. I almost didn't call it skin suits, but I'm so glad I did.
Right. Right. And then we got Dust of Better Days. Oh my, like it's so pretty. Such a pretty melody for that song. And, I've been listening to that nonstop.
Really proud of that song.
And then, I listened to the full the full album that A Stroll Through the Ruins was on, which again is over on, which is the Geiger Age. This is only available on Bandcamp. All right, and it sounds a little bit different. It's got like a doo-wah, like it's got background harmony and barbershop quartet type of stuff. Like and some of the the dystopia with the comical type of music that goes with it. It's just delicious. It really is. And then you come back and you listen to A Stroll Through the Ruins played acoustically, and it's a completely different song. And
right.
I love the acoustic version of that. And look at that. It's got 6 views, and I think all 6 are me. Because
someone's got to pad those numbers up in.
Somebody's got to watch them, man. So yeah, go and listen to all these songs on the INN channel. And I cut all these. I put little bumpers. There's stuff to watch afterwards. So by all means, go check that out. And then I will drop the Spotify link. Now that Spotify is back, thankfully, I don't know what happened. I had to yell at them and spend a couple hours on the phone with them, but we got Spotify back. And now American Tradition, where is it? I had it up there, and now it is gone, of course. Okay. All right. So tomorrow night, I'm going to do some plugging. If
do it.
Tomorrow night on INN, we're going to have INN News. And I believe there's a guy named Pasta that's scheduled to join our friends.
Pasta.
Oh, nice, George. Wow, podcast by already up there. Look at that. That's fast. TNT Radio doing it fast for Misty. Anyway, so yeah, Pasta's going to be over on INN News next tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, scheduled with Colin Reef, and they're both here in chat, so say hi to those guys. Jesse's dancing and doing all kinds of distracting stuff.
Giving the people what they want, Indy.
Well, okay. So Thursday night, 10:30, we're gonna have Nobody Wants to Work Anymore. Himbo and I are gonna record tomorrow night, and we'll record something funny, and we'll talk about some new stuff at his job, and talk about the new job and training and all the stuff they're doing there. Have a couple of articles and some dystopian shit going on with work. I'll tell a story, but somebody reached out, and there may be a job offer, or maybe not an offer, but there's a role open. There's a role open that I could be a fit for. The company and somebody who works there reached out to me, and we're having a conversation on Friday to start talks. So who knows? Fingers crossed. And he could end up back to work maybe sometime soon. That would be nice. And then I can't say Nobody Wants to Work Anymore. Actually, I'll still do that. But then Friday night, and I don't have the schedule up, but I probably should. Friday is a busy day at INN. Oh, he's still doing more dances. He's doing TikTok dances now while I'm getting this thing.
I'm doing the sprinkler. This precedes TikTok by about 60 years.
Well, now, what's old is new again, though, my man. I mean, so TikTok dancers, and all right, let me get the calendar up here and show everyone what we got. All right, here, two-shot presenter. Hey, okay. So Friday, we got 2 o'clock. Tara is moving from 3 Eastern to 2 Eastern, which is 9 p.m. Moscow time. She's saying that getting people at 10 o'clock Moscow time, they weren't coming on because it was too late. Okay, so we're going to move her to 2. And Angel, as it turns out, said, well, I just got a shift time at work, so now I need to go to 7 o'clock. So 7 Eastern Friday night, we're going to have Angel in the late afternoon. Angel in the aperitifs, Angel with the appetizers. I'm not really sure what we're going to rename it or how we're going to rebrand that yet. And then at 10 o'clock, we'll have boats smashing into other boats. I still need to edit that down. We got 2 copyright claims, so I need to take those out before we upload it from Sunday night to Friday night. And by the way, our stream from Sunday night was taken down off of INN. It's still up on my channel, but YouTube decided that we were spreading misinformation. So if you want to see more misinformation, watch How Did We Miss That? And that's an error. That's actually at 10 o'clock on Sunday night. And then
scandalous.
Yes. So I'm a little upset about that. Now, again, it is on my channel on Indie Left Media. You can go watch it there. But as well, it's kind of funny. I didn't turn on Rockfin and Rumble initially for the news portion, the news stories. It was a mistake. I turned it on for boats. So they're technically in 2 streams, but you can watch them over in Rockfin and Rumble. Now the only place to watch the full stream is either on my Twitch channel or on or on my YouTube channel until YouTube decides that my channel is also in violation of their misinformation policy. Hopefully not. Hopefully not, but it won't be long. Yeah, it's garbage. Yes.
If I take this back professional and then go one step further and we take these off, we got Cy Oppenheimer in the house. We can do this all day.
Oh, I don't have a name badge for him, but
that's all it takes. No, next time we'll do another. Do a little stop by. So my kid, recently, my wife was in Chicago for a Mayo Clinic conference, and it was the first time that she's been away from our son for like multiple days. She was gone for 3 nights, and the first night he's getting ready for bed, and he's like, "Are you gonna like snuggle me and read to me?" Of course, yeah, I'll snuggle you. And he goes, "Can you keep your glasses on?" And I was like, "Excuse me?" And he goes, "Would you mind keeping your glasses on when you put me to bed?" I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." He goes, "Well, take them off real quick." And take my glasses off. And he goes, "Yeah, I'm going to want you to keep them on."
What? What?
I shit you not. It was so good.
Sir,
I get it, dude.
I
don't like
you,
myself without them either. Like,
I like you better with your glasses on. I believe that is a line out of a song from you. Yes. Yes.
It is.
Sir, I believe I like you better with your glasses on.
That is from or actually it's with my glasses on is the quote.
Oh,
or it's no wait. I think I like you better with my glasses off.
My glasses off. That's right. I think you like it.
Close. That's from the lesser known Grinch Halloween special. Kid sees the Grinch while he's looking for his glasses, and then he puts his glasses on and then says that.
I think I like you better with my glasses off. Yeah.
Which is such a great, like, it's much easier to like someone when you can't see them for who they are, when you're not really seeing the real them. But yeah, I couldn't get out of it. It's just like, well, take them off real quick. He goes, yeah, no.
Wow, that fucking kid. That kid is too much. Oh, yeah. That kid.
Yeah,
oh, that
that's
kid.
One way to say.
Oh, that kid.
Anyways,
that kid got to meet my kids for about 30 seconds the other night, and that was so cool. That they want to arrange another Zoom session with the boy.
Totally.
So that was great. They were just like screaming and jumping and like, hi, Jesse.
That's Fox. That was great.
Okay, so we've got Ghost Start over on the Rumble saying, Suella Braverman saying, waving a Palestinian flag. She's the Home Secretary for the UK. Waving a Palestinian flag or singing a chant advocating freedom for Arabs in the region may be a criminal offense. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. Mm-hmm. And then she says Gaza will eventually turn into a city of tents. There will be no buildings. An Israeli security officer tells Israeli Channel 13. And there's a frost warning wherever Ghost Start is. Yes. Colin saying Fox is savage. Yes, he is.
American Tradition Chat fam. Want to let you guys know, thanks to your super chat generosity last show, there was a local cat rescue that is struggling to keep its doors open, and they are a no-kill shelter. That one of those that takes in, like, if there's a cat, they don't care how wretched it is, they are taking it and feeding it, and they care for a lot of cats. And we were able to make a $50 donation to help them keep functioning, and you guys made it possible. So I wanted to give you guys some love. And from time to time, like, we usually aren't swimming in a lot of them, but when we get enough to do something, I'd like to, find some little mutual aid or something, some good to have it go to. And that was our first instance of it, but I wanted to let you guys know, because obviously it wouldn't have happened without you guys. So I think we can all agree that this show is cat friendly and a friend to cats, even if they insist on putting their anuses on the webcam.
Well,
and so it shall remain. So let it be written.
And well,
love you guys.
As Colin always says, cats are dicks, even though we do support the cats. Colin was jumping and screaming for Fox too. That's adorable. Adorbs. Yes, he was. I can attest to that. That's true. True story. Yeah. By the way, if you have not yet, you know what? I'm going to take one more second to pimp and promo something real quick. And most of you have probably already done it, but our friend Fiorella has just launched a new channel, the Fiorella Isabel channel. So if you have not already gone and subscribed there, youtube.com/@Fiorella in Moscow. And I'm gonna play this little 30-second trailer for everyone, and I want you to take a look at this. It's 34 seconds. Badass. Hey, nice trailer. I wonder who made that. That's a nice looking trailer. Took several days, but yes, I helped out, and she asked me to make her a trailer, and I was like, shit, yeah. You're doing a channel, I'll be happy to make you a trailer. And I pulled out my editing hat and found footage, and it was again a real honor to be asked, and it came out great. And she found the music. My music was much happier, and she's like, that's way not serious enough for me. Right. But I just put what I thought I would want. And somebody put in a couple of more RT clips right at the end, but the rest of it, all the other cuts, all the other footage, everything was what we had, the original. So I'm very proud of that. That's going to my highlight reel for sure. Into the new.
My first take for Sabby's theme song was way too serious than she was looking for. I had a clip of her speech at the first Medicare for All rally in Boston, and she had a killer speech, and she was talking about, people are worried about paying their bills, people are worried about keeping their homes, and I peppered in a few lines from that, and she was like, this is great, but just a little more serious of a tone. She's like, I want something a little more, so then we got Doobie Doobie Doo was take 2. And
it's the motherfucking Sabbath stream. At some point, we're gonna have to mix that with Snoop, and we'll have to go for the DMCA or something.
Well, I still need to. I think there was a members only Jimmy Dore clip where he was talking about Sabby, and he went Doobie Doobie Doo. I was like, oh, I should do the Jimmy Dore remix.
Oh, turns on sampler. My favorite 3 words in the universe. Turns on sampler. And I do have premium Jimmy Dore, so we can go back if you can remember when it was. We might be able to grab that.
Hey, Sean, thank you. Seriously.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Really appreciate that for everybody. This is awesome. I love doing this show. I love doing Nobody Wants to Work Anymore. All of this stuff, everything, INN. It's really kind of funny how this all came together, and now we're making the TV that we want to see. And there's so much content coming out of INN that you literally don't need to watch anything else. You're getting well informed, you're getting entertained, and you're getting it from real people that are in the trenches and talking to real people every day. And I'm beyond proud of that. And this is still just the beginning, guys. We're not even at 2 years yet. We're about a month away from our 2-year anniversary. I don't know what we're planning on doing for it, if anything. And it's becoming the point where we're gonna find something to celebrate. But we just did a round table. That was fun. We're doing some more things as a group and as a team and as a network. Yeti just sent me a new headshot, so maybe we'll start to work on new headshots, new pictures for everyone, and start to make little refresh changes over time so that it's not going to be one big bold sweep that you notice in one thing. It's your little tweaks so that when you look back 6 months from now, you're gonna be like, oh shit, look at all the shit they put together, and look at how much different every show looks and how much more professional. Little tweaks, little things. And every week, I'm learning this editing software called DaVinci Resolve, which is a free software. I encourage everyone to do it, and you can self-teach. And I'm learning on clipping up all these shows, and hey, how do I add titles, and how do I flip this transitioning between cuts, and now I'm making more cuts and more stuff, and Canva, incorporating Canva. By the way, most of that Fiorella trailer was made in Canva, not made in DaVinci or in any kind of other Adobe program. So Canva now has the editing capabilities that you can make that with music and transitions and everything. Just the possibilities are limitless now. It's just a matter of what you can dream, imagining, and then create. I mean, Crab is amazing at that. Just starting with a blank canvas, give him a couple of ideas of what you think you might want, and then boom, 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 you've got something. Maybe we tweak it here and there, but I mean, that is a remarkable skill.
Oh, we got trolls in the chat.
Oh, kiss my what, Reef? See, Reef listens to me do this all day. Nobody else listens to me wax about this stuff. Yes, and Himbo, yes, Jesse is the GOAT. Right? INN got without $1 million on the TYT fundraiser thermometer. That's right, Charlie Mack. We don't have $1 million on our thermometer. That's right. And Reef's got it. This is what Reef always does. This is why I'm doing shows with 3 guys now instead of Reef alone. I love you, Reef, but Yeah, we got to branch out. That's why he's doing shows with Colin. And yes, you want to hear it. See, Cynic wants to hear it. Well, Cynic, we can talk about that later. But anyway, yeah. All right, I'm gonna give Reef what he wants. He's missing me in Discord, so everybody wants. People are missing Indy in chat. So I guess I'm being called, and I'm happy.
Thank
to
you guys
show
so
up.
much, Mad Mom, Saul, Charlie, Sean.
Really love you all.
Crab, if you're still around, Reef, Colin.
Everyone, kill your egregores. Saul Construct, yeah, everyone. Seriously, VS Adams. Over on and Animairs, don't forget Animairs over on Rockfin and Ghost Starts over.
Anthony, I don't know if Anthony's still up in here.
Well, yeah, we got Comrade Kitty over there. Yeah, everyone.
Anyways, you guys, you make it what it is. It wouldn't be the same without you. So
well, after this week, I'm still gonna say definitely question everyone's motivations and don't listen to anything corporate media has to tell you. I'll let Jesse take it out. Say goodnight.
Nah, that's it. Hi, Mom. Halloween episode next time. Hold on to your pants.
Hi, fam.
Who are these people?
Indie News Network, collaborative family of independent content creators. Co-hosted normally by me, Indy. I'm founder and editor of Indie Left News and Indie Media Today. I got Reef Breland sitting next to me.
At Indie News.
Is Andrew Rivera on The Handsome Cynic?
It's Politics and Survival.
My name is Jesse Jett.
It's American Tradition.
What's up, Space Monkeys? Welcome to Political Fight Club. I'm Robert Durden.
I mostly make art for INN.
Big Man Crab Joe. Keep up those great videos.
Hey guys, it's Yeti. Coming at you.
Hello, my name is Lucy from Blue Moon Red Wine.
This is Chris Legion.
Keep fighting that good fight out there, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Who are these people?